How we doing?
We're doing good.
Whoa! Wait, where's the goat mask? You promised, you vowed. You declared, I will wear the goat mask.
That's what I thought.
Huh?
I mean, we did what we're supposed to do.
Really?
We don't get too high with a win.
You don't?
We don't get too low with a loss.
Quick question, did LeBron play last night?
No, hey.
I missed him. I didn't.
He was like Brady in his last Super Bowl. He did just enough.
Oh, did he?
He did, well, yeah,
Really?
you see the key plays that he made.
You know, I would like to congratulate your Los Angeles Lakers for winning their first playoff game in 8 years. It was May 18th of 2012. Way to go.
That's a good point.
There you go. You just
That's tradition. That's history.
You don't want us to have a moment, do you? Can we have a moment?
No,
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
You said it about No, you don't want us to have a moment.
LeBron was a bit quiet. We will get to that, guys. We have a packed show. Chris Haynes will join us from the bubble with an injury update on Dame. Michael Rappaport will be here fired up. But how about we begin by starting with what we saw last night? The Lakers did bounce back against the Blazers to even the series. Anthony Davis led the Lakers with 31 points on improved shooting from their Game 1 loss. LeBron finished with a quiet, let's say, 10 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. But it was LeBron's pep talk that AD credited for his improved performance from the previous game. So, Shannon, how much do you trust that we'll consistently see last night's AD going forward?
Well, this is the mindset that he needs to have going forward, Skip. This is why everybody loves him. Skip, you see what he's capable of doing when he says, you know what? I'm better than every you-know-what out here other than maybe the guy that I'm playing with. And if I just go ahead and say, you know what? I'm not settling for jumpers. You saw his mindset? He's like, I'm putting it on the floor. Skip, they played him at the 5 a lot last night. And when they played him at the 5, they outscored the Blazers by 15 points in 15 minutes when he played the 5. Skip. I mean, that's what, and you see him, he's like, Nurkic, you can't guard me, bro. On the floor to the basket. Whiteside, you're too slow. Skip, there are not very many 7-footers plus that can move laterally when you were that side. And AD took advantage of that. And when they slumped off him because they was worried about him going by them, he was shooting pregame jump shots. This is the AD that we needed to see. He's running the floor. LeBron's finding him. He's like, you know what? Let me get it off the back. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just take it off the rim myself. I'll get this offensive rebound and stuff it back home. He was active on both ends of the court, and this is why someone that can run the court like a David Robinson, has touch like Elijah Wan, and can defend.
Yep.
He's a very unique individual. This is why you say, he's a top 5 player. Yeah, he's a top 6 ball player because he showed you last night what he's capable of doing when he does not settle. Now, Skip, sometimes he settles too much, and we saw that the first game, and we've seen that a lot in the bubble. But last night, he had a mindset, I'm going to dominate this game. I'm going to dominate their bigs, and there's nothing they can do about it. And when he plays like this, no one, and let me say this for the people in the black that might be doing something.
Yep.
No one can see AD when he brings this mindset into a ball game.
Yep.
Skip, it's only one game, but I think AD and the Lakers showed what they're capable of when he has this mindset. And if they can just knock down a few shots, you saw KCP. When KCP started making a few shots, now that lane can't be as clogged, and LeBron and AD can get to the rim, although LeBron missed a few easy ones last night. I thought he played well with his nice passes, rebounding the basketball, did a great job defensively. But this is the Lakers that we expected to see once the restart started. This was one of the first times that I thought, you know what? They look like a team that can contend now.
So I re-asked Jenny's question to you.
Yes.
Do you trust that AD in the next game, and the next game, and the next game?
Skip, look, the likelihood of him being this active, but I trust him to be aggressive. That's all Skip, I can live with the results. I can't live with you shooting 30-footers. I can't live with you when you're not putting pressure on the defense. If you score 18, but you're aggressive, I can live with that. You saw him put it on the court floor last night. Hassan blocked it. Okay, I'm going to come right back. Give me a second. Tony Brothers, give me the ball, because I'm going right back at it. I like, Tony Brothers, Tony Brothers, Bill Kidd. I kind of like that group last night.
Did you? Yeah, they were good to your Lakers.
They went, they tried to cheat my Lakers out of possession. Dame laid the ball up on one end, called timeout, and then they give it to him again.
That is
LeBron
true.
said, "What? Oh, wait a minute. It's our ball."
He was mic'd up. Maybe he shouldn't be mic'd up. Maybe that just got in his way. Maybe it distracted him.
Man, that little bit of mic, that mic's about this big. It don't have no impact.
Before I answer the question that you didn't quite answer, but I'm going to hold you to it in just a moment.
Okay.
My biggest takeaway from last night was that's what should have happened in game one.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Portland, to me, just turned back into pumpkins last night. That's who they are and who they should be. And I realized they were averaging 126 points, and somehow they got held to 88.
Right.
And I give the Lakers high marks. They were more intense on defense. They were more dedicated. They played harder and smarter on defense. But if Dame and CJ don't just go off, one of them has to.
Yes.
Or they are sunk.
Yes.
And last night, their nickname Trailblazers, they were trailing the whole way. They trailed those Trailblazers by as many as 33 points. It was a complete and utter demolition by your Lakers.
Right.
Now back to your man, AD. I sometimes call him in the fourth quarter all done, but it didn't matter last night because Portland was all done by halftime.
Well, he literally was all done.
He was all done. He was sitting and watching. Correct. He was cutting up over on the bench with one LeBron James. They were joking and having a good old time, as they should have. So back to the question at hand. This, to me, is getting really weird. This man is so supremely gifted. There's no doubt about that. There is just no doubt. What are we going to give him, 6'10"-ish?
Yeah, he's 16. That's what they listed. I think 6'10" and a half.
With very smooth guard skills. He was a point guard in high school, and he sprouted up as he went to Kentucky.
Grew out of it.
He did. And yet he can still handle. He can run the floor, like you said. He can play small and big in the same game. And by the way, if he does get his three-point stroke going, he is a very good three-point shooter. I agree. What do you have, 3 out of 4 last night? But do I trust him to do this the next night and the next night? I'm sorry, I can't, because I don't see it. I'll give you every third or fourth game because that's sort of the rhythm we see from him. Every third or fourth game, for reasons I can't quite fathom, somebody either pushes his button or he pushes his own button. And at tip from jump, he's like, I'm here.
You could tell last night.
You could just tell. And it's not like he plays with rage or supreme urgency. You can just tell his body language is different because the basket is his. He's not going to shy from it. He's going to own the basket. He's going to own the paint.
Yes.
And he comes with a different level of aggressiveness. It's not even aggression. It's just aggressiveness to where he's in his attack mode. And when he is, it's usually big trouble for the opposition because he is capable of dominant monster games.
Yes.
So what have we seen in the bubble so far? The restart, the seed games. We saw him against the Clippers on opening night. He was strong, man.
Right.
I mean, he was a pillar.
Right.
And he goes for 34 and 8. And what I also love about this man, this still young man, is he is a free throw making machine. And against the Clippers, he made 16 of 17 free throws. And then a few nights passed, and here came Utah. And he absolutely destroyed a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Would you say he turned him into?
Oh, great. Yeah. He made a mess of him. Great Poupon.
Great Poupon. Okay. 42 and 14 was what he did that night. And he makes 4 out of 8 three-pointers against the Jazz. And that was the night I sat back and said, whew, if he keeps doing that, they're going to win the championship.
Get
right?
three-pointer falling. You can forget it.
You can just forget it. Yet, in 4 games in the bubble that they lost, and they lost these the restart games, the seed games, they lost 4 games that he played in, and he averaged 12 and 9.
Right.
What? How can that man average 12 points in 4 losses? It's incomprehensible. It's inexplicable. It's impossible.
Right.
You can't do that. But he did. He averaged 12 points. That's the guy who went 42 and 14 on Rudy Gobert, who had no chance against him. Rudy Gobert, again, looks like he's got cement shoes on half the time, but again, he can camp in the paint just control it. It's just hard because what do we call him? 7'2" or
easy,
whatever.
easy 7'2".
Okay, so in game 1 against Portland, The final numbers didn't look too bad. What was it, 28 and 11?
Yeah, 28 and 11.
But this is not good. 8 of 24. You can't. You told me you can't live with that.
No.
You can't live with 5 3-point attempts, none of them cashed,
Correct.
right? 0 for 5. And in the fourth quarter, I definitely can't live with this. This was an all-done fourth quarter because he only took 3 shots. That's not enough.
No.
And he only made 1 bucket.
Right.
That's definitely not enough. And he got to the free throw line only 1 time with about 4 minutes left. And he had a chance to tie the game. And he missed them both. Okay. That's not the guy that you need to win a championship.
No.
But then somehow, as he said last night after the game, he said, LeBron, he said, I was so upset with myself. I was so down on myself for a day, which I don't like to hear because superstars don't get down on themselves. They get angry, but they don't get down. He gets down.
Right.
He's got like a softer nature inside him, and he's a good guy. He's a great guy.
Right.
Maybe to a fault. Sometimes I say that about LeBron. He's such a nice guy. It's almost like to a fault. Don't take it so personally seriously.
But Skip, you have to look at AD from this perspective. In New Orleans, if he had a bad game, who cared?
Nobody cared.
But now he's with the Lakers and what the expectations are. And now you hear every radio show, every talk show talking about how AD disappeared in the fourth quarter.
Correct.
And he wasn't aggressive as he needed to be. So this notion, Skip, you hear it all the time. You've been hearing it for 40 years. Man, I don't pay attention to the papers. I don't pay attention to what they say. Bull jive.
Bull jive. Bull jive.
You hear it.
I agree. In New Orleans, he could get away with a 28 and 11 game in which he shot 8 of 24 because nobody cared.
You're going to say, oh, man, AD had 8.
Oh.
It wasn't his fault. He had 8 of 3. He had 28 and 11.
Yet you, after game 1 loss, said, him.
Yeah.
He's the reason. You can't be that. This is the highest level. Again, the hottest seat you can sit on.
Right.
Be careful what you wish for, Anthony Davis. You wanted it, you got it.
Right.
So here we go. And he said that LeBron really didn't have to say anything to him before last night's game because he saw the look in my eye.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Why can't you have that look in your eye at every tip-off?
Right.
I don't know. Because you want to talk about all-time greatness, that's when your intangibles are such that you are chomping at the bit to get out and play another game. But I don't trust him to bring that kind of intensity for game 3 or game 4.
I do.
But maybe game 5. I don't know.
He knows he's the key, though. He's the key to the Lakers winning and winning the series and winning the next series and winning big. Because when he plays like this, Skip, there is no answer. Whiteside is too slow. Nurkic is too slow. Gabriel is too small. Melo can't guard him.
No.
There is no answer, Skip. And I think last night the Lakers missed a shot, and he got going because he got the offensive rebound and was putting it back.
Yep.
He was very aggressive. He was
agree.
diving to the basket, and either he was getting the rebound or he was tipping it out and someone else was getting it.
Okay, to your point, look at his first baskets through the first half. Look at what started happening. He goes, put back dunk, so it's just off. He's just underneath and nobody screens him and he just dunks it,
right.
Okay? Then he gets a tip in. Again, nobody screens him. He just goes up and tips a miss right in. Then he gets a fast break layup because they just don't get back and he just outruns the 2 bigs. I'm not sure they were both in the game at that point, but I think they were. And he outruns both of them to the other end, just gets a layup and an and one. Okay? Then he hits a little 4-foot floater because he's got supreme touch in the lane. Uh-oh, now you're in trouble. Guess what happens next? Put back dunk. So somebody misses a shot, he's just wide open underneath. He puts it right back in. Then he hits a little farther floater, still in the lane, 7-foot floater. Then he just gets a wide open dunk, okay? And then finally, with 49 seconds left in the half, he drifts out and takes his first 3, and he makes it. And he finishes the half with a wide open driving layup and one. Well, guess what that adds up to? That adds up to 21 first-half points on 9 of 13. It's destruction. The halftime score is 56-39, and I'm pretty sure the game was over at that point.
Yes.
Didn't you feel like?
Yes.
Okay. So my point is, if he will do that in Game 3, it will be a wipeout. I told you this. This is why I picked a sweep. I said they will sweep Portland. Portland's a nice team. They're fun to watch. But they're not the Lakers.
Right.
They're just not good enough. Again, Zach Collins is out right now, and I don't know why. He's got some ankle, but that hurts a little bit. That gives him more mobile height in the middle.
Yes.
And they don't have Trevor Ariza, so they don't have like a real primary defender on LeBron.
Right.
And they don't have Rodney Hood, who could also maybe on an off night for the two guards, he can heat up lefty threes.
Yes.
Okay. So to me, they overachieved. They won close games down the stretch. Brooklyn and Memphis, they won really tight games. And they were kind of lucky here and there that they got this far. So when everybody was saying they're the most dangerous 8 seed, no, they're not. They're just not. It should have. Look, the Lakers had a 6-point lead with 7 minutes left in game 1. You got to close it.
And if Anthony Davis is as aggressive
I
that
agree.
night as he was last
you
night.
Close it.
Yes.
You just, LeBron's got to close it. Anthony's got to close it.
But the thing with the Portland, Skip, is that CJ and Dame usually have to play well.
Yep.
And if one doesn't play well, the other has to go bonkers. And that's what we've seen in the bubble. When CJ hasn't played well, you see Dame go for 61. When CJ hadn't played well, you see Dame go for 41.
Okay.
And then when he did play well, Dame went for 42 and 12, but CJ was pretty close to around 30. So when you get those two guys going off, and now Nurkic is going to be active, he's going to get you 20 and 20. Whiteside is going to block you 4 or 5 shots. He's going to end up with 14 and 10 or 11 rebounds. So if you get that kind of performance, the question is, because Dame's going to need to average about 40 in order for them to win this series, because they made a conscious effort last night, Skip, to get the ball out of his hand. And you see the double team, it was staggered. It's like, look, let's not be on the same level because he'll split us. Let's have one up close, one right there, just in case.
Smarter, better.
Yes.
Way to go, coaching staff.
Yes.
But all you need to know about last night is that Damian and CJ combined to go 2 of 12 from 3.
Yeah.
You're not really getting that many shots up, 3-point shots, and you're not doing what the Rockets do, right?
No.
And you're only making 2. And Damian is only making 1 of 7. Well, I got to tell you, you always say he's special. Last night, he was not special because he totaled 18 points. And look at his assist total. 1. He has 18 points and 1 assist. He got a little bit of a pass because he hurt his index finger on his non-shooting hand. We're about to discuss how that's going to impact this going forward. But the point was, don't let him off the hook for what didn't happen before in the 30 minutes he did play. No, he was 1 of 7.
Wait, Skip, he was due one of those now. I mean, he was averaging 40, 43, 44 points last 4 or 5 games.
Okay,
so he was due to have a cold game. But also, Skip, Dame is a type of guy, Skip, even if he's not scoring 40, he can hand out double-digit assists and get other guys involved.
1?
So now you not only did you limit his point production, you limited his ability to help someone else get involved.
Right. A guy who scored, 61 and 51 and 42
and 12.
Right?
Yeah.
He got 18 and 1 last night. Guess what?
Yeah.
You're going to lose by 30-ish, right? And
Yes.
that's exactly what happened.
Yes.
So in the end, what do I always say about the 3? I love the 3, but you do live and you die by it. And last night, they died by the 3. So, to me, is this series over? It's 1-1. Does it feel over to you?
It does not feel over because I know they'll regroup, and we're going to talk about, as you mentioned, we'll talk about Dame's hand, his dislocated index finger. It's on his off hand. So that's to be determined. But the thing is, if AD is going to be this aggressive, and I think the thing is Vogel is on to something, we got to play him at the 5. Because if you notice, Skip, they put AD at the 5 and they brought Kuzma in and put him at the 4. And so now Nurkic got to try and guard Kuzma on the wing. And what did Kuzma do? Whoop, right by him, 2 layups.
Yep.
Okay, you want to put a 7-foot, 300-pound out here? Good. I'm going to go right by you, bro.
It did look different, and it did cause big problems.
Yes.
And the Lakers are way better than the Trail Blazers, who will trail in game 3 and 4 and 5. And I believe it's over. It's over in 5 games.
Skip, I can't sell Dame short because I've seen him. He's capable of Herculean efforts. And he nor Dame didn't play particularly well. He nor CJ played particularly well last night. But the mark of a great player is that they bounce back. He'll see what they did. He'll come up because, Vogel had to come up with a nice chess move. Okay, now Terry Stotts and his staff gets an opportunity to see what they're doing. Okay, so what's the counter? What's the counter?
I say you have none. I say you're overmatched.
Well,
I say it's over.
Well, if we're going to KCP, we're going to get KCP. KCP hit them threes on them.
Yep.
Danny Green, Skip.
I love Danny Green. And I hate Danny Green.
Skip, you saw what he did. He missed a wide open
I know.
three.
I
He
got
missed
it.
the layup, and then he dribbled the ball out of bounds.
This is all new to you. It's old hat to me.
Yeah, well, I ain't know it was gonna get this bad.
Yeah. Well, good luck. And congratulations on your first playoff victory in 8 years.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Skip. Hold on. What you mean, congratulations? We don't get no congratulations. We didn't win anything.
You just won the first round.
No. We're about Larry O'Brien's. That's what we're about.
Okay.
I'll let you congratulate me on that one.
Good luck.
So that's why we don't have a goat master
Nah,
today?
nah.
We're not there yet?
Well, Fox, the prop lot wasn't open. 'Cause I was trying to get me a centaur. I was trying to get me a centaur uniform.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll work on that for next time.
But Skip, I'm telling you, Skip, do not let them win this title. Because every day I'm coming with that same centaur outfit
don't
on
need that.
for a
You
week
don't need
straight.
that. Actually, no one needs that.
Yeah, they do.
Shannon.
They need to see that.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I got nothing
All right.
to worry about.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.